You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, I'm back. Welcome everybody to episode number 249 of the Better Heroes podcast. I am your host Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Listen, we got a lot of Messi today. It was a beautiful day today. Messi started, Messi finished, and he finished in a good way.
No, it was awesome. It was awesome seeing him back. It was awesome seeing him get on the scoring sheet. Awesome seeing him get some assists. It was just altogether, it's what you expect when Messi's on the pitch. And right before he left, I remember he had that crazy run with it was like a full month where it was just like crazy amounts of goals and assists. I have to go back and check, but it was an insane month of April and May. So right back to where we left off. But I'm back. Thank you, Chris and Solana, for filling in over the last 2 weeks. My baby girl was born. For those of you that don't follow us on Twitter, just real quick, here's a quick little picture of my baby girl. That's her in the hospital on day one, her first day of life. Threw it on. Since day one, she has been a little better hair on. Yep, that's why I've been gone, but I am back now. She's 2 weeks old, healthy, and doing good. So now I am back. You guys did a great job outside of the disrespect towards Messi over the last week. But outside of that, everything was great.
I tried.
It was good. Yeah, I know. I saw in the comments, everybody was killing you guys. But yeah, so thank you for everybody that's saying congratulations. It's nice to be back. All right. So where do you want to start, Chris? I mean, there was giveaways. The GOAT was back. Bright didn't start. There's so many things to get into today. I don't know where to start.
Well, I think the only right place to start at is Messi coming back. I gotta give a shout out to Factual Fruit. I ran into him at the stadium with my bag full of hats. So I guess we'll talk about that first. So I got 2 mandatory hats. And then I found a couple on the street somewhere. I found a couple. So I got a lot of hats, and they're really nice. Really nice.
They look nice. They look legit. That's good job by Inter Miami for giving away like a legit giveaway. That's pretty nice. I mean, and I like that it looks like the Carnival logo isn't like huge, right? Because a lot of times those sponsorships are huge and they kill the giveaway.
Well, in the front, you could see they have the Inter Miami logo. It's really nice etched on there. On the left brim is where you see the Royal Caribbean logo on the left side of the hat. It looks really nice, right? And then on the right side of the hat, nice touch, a little 305 action right there, right? Looks really, really nice. And it's a bendable cap, I guess. Snapback in the back, pink.
Nice. Look at that. The straps are pink. Very nice. Nice job, Inter Miami. Good job with the giveaway today. Sorry for anybody that didn't get any since Chris took all of yours.
Listen, I'm not the only one that had bagfuls of hats. Okay. And yes, Cynical Tube is mentioning kid sizes. There were a couple adult sizes. You just had to go look for them, Bobby. You had to go to different gates. I almost got one from the VIP area, but they looked like they were really on top of their stuff. So,
Amanda, we're gonna talk about today's game first, but we're gonna get into all that because Wednesday's game's looking like it's gonna be rough because we have a bare bones rosters. Yes, with the yellow cards, the injuries, and the fact that I don't think Messi will be playing that game. I wouldn't put Suarez out there either. But again, that we're getting ahead of ourselves. We got a game to talk about today, and let's start at the very beginning, Chris. What did you think about the starting 11?
Well, when I saw the starting 11, I mean, just looking at it right here for those of you on audio, sorry that you can't see it, but you got Calendar in the playing goalie, which there were some questions, I guess, about that, but not really. Everybody expected him there. You got Martinez and Aviles playing center back. He went with 4 in the back, Alba playing left back, Wagon playing right back, and then you had Busquets and Redondo. Busquets like a center defensive midfielder, Redondo and Gressel sort of like center mids. And then you had Gomez on the left wing, Messi on the right wing in his rightful position, and then Suarez as the lone striker sort of up top. It kind of morphed itself at some point.
I think he did eventually go to a 3-4-3, like the last half hour of the game. But I was surprised that he kind of went this route. I felt like the 3-4-3 had been working really well. And just going back to the previous game, look at this lineup from the previous game. If you just take away Rojas and put in Messi instead, I can't imagine that wouldn't work. Like, you leave the same exact lineup. Like, because if you look at it, it's basically the same as today. It's just instead of Rojas, you would put Messi. And instead of Gressel, you would have Bright in the middle. It's the same exact lineup. You can't tell me that you couldn't have been successful with this, just changing Messi for Rojas. Why he went to 4 in the back, why he put in Gressel in the midfield instead of Bright. And look, I'm done talking crap about Gressel, right? He finally played well. Yes. Good on him. But in this situation today, I don't understand. You have the greatest offensive weapon of all time to play this game coming onto your team. So you add an extra attacker, an extra offensive weapon instead of your best, most consistent defensive player. Because I honestly think Bright is the most consistent defender on this team.
He has been so far.
So why take out your best defender and put in another offensive weapon when you have Messi coming back? Like, it made no sense to me how this all transpired. Like, what was the point of this? Like, did Gressel really help out today in any of those? Like, was he the reason that we scored those 3 goals? I don't think so.
No way. I mean, look, you have Mez that's mentioning you guys were doubting Messi. Nobody was doubting Messi. We knew that when he came back that he was going to fire as much as all on cylinders. I mean, look, the swelling went down. He's been practicing, right, individually as well. But at the same time, Messi is the greatest of all time. So we kind of expected him to perform. And
just real quick, Tony, I said Gressel didn't have any meaningful contribution. I don't think he had a bad game. But I don't think he gave us much in the attack, which is what he does, right? He doesn't defend much. He didn't give us enough in the attack for me to say that it's better to have him on there than to have Bright there helping on the defense. Philly should have scored again a couple times.
Yes.
Like, this wasn't a clean game. This was an ugly game that we won today. Like, I don't know. I thought that starting lineup really frustrated me because I don't see why Bright wouldn't be in there. If you want to tell me because it's rotation, because on Wednesday, obviously, you're going to be undermanned, and even more so now, okay, maybe, I guess. But that's the only reason I guess I would be like, all right, I guess.
Well, I was wondering, right? Because I mean, talking about, I guess, Philadelphia, like, there's people in my section that were still kind of nervous that Philadelphia would have made a comeback at some point because they were pressing in the second half. They were really pushing to get that goal. And listen, I've always said it. Philadelphia, for some reason, just plays so well that they do make me nervous. Even when they don't look their brightest, they can be able to put things together and get a good playoff. I mean, they literally scored on us within the first minute and a half of the game.
I missed that goal. I was with my daughter, and I was like, oh, the game's about to start. By the time I got there, they were already celebrating. I don't even know how they scored. I haven't gone back to look. I don't even know what happened.
The 14-year-old did not play, Mez. And yes, GFR, Kevin Sullivan witnessed Messi greatness. And so did that kid that ran on the field. Literally celebrated with the team on that last goal. Right, the last goal, I don't know if the camera panned out, but there was a kid that full blitz. The moment that they scored that last goal, he took full advantage that nobody was paying attention, blasted straight to the group that was celebrating, literally got the stiff arm from Redondo. I think it wasn't Redondo. It was somebody else. And then Messi still posed and took a selfie with the guy. Almost got tackled by Messi's bodyguard.
Oh, nice. So Messi took a picture with the guy, though.
Yeah, Yasin did not body him. He was going to, but he didn't. Messi pulled him in like, I'm Messi. I make the decisions, guy. And he took a selfie with him.
That's nice of him, I guess.
Yeah, very. And then 1 World 1 Goal is saying, camera panned out, but I saw his bodyguard for a second. Yeah. No, for sure, factual fruit. Smart kid. He's going to remember that memory for the rest of his life. He not only got on there to, like, his face was in awe, his hands on his face. He not only took a picture with Messi, but he celebrated with the team immediately after a goal, literally was in the group celebrating.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was absolutely funny.
All
But I
right.
like that
So,
starting lineup. I did. I did.
oh, you
Even though
liked
it
it.
was Gressel, I would have preferred Bright instead of Gressel. But I can understand why they left Gressel in there to help out with the offense, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like that tells me that they are set on going all offense. Like they're not
Yeah.
worried about defending. That's what that tells me.
I remember watching in the beginning when they put the starting lineup up. I was kind of feeling suspect that they put Gressel up, but then I figured, okay, maybe Gressel's in there because this is Messi's first game back. Maybe they want him to feel a little bit more comfortable. Could be that. I mean, that's the only thing I was thinking.
No. Well, who was the first goal on?
The first goal, well, it was a header by Toto Aviles. I guess he tried to clear it. And I mean, there was somebody that was supposed to be in that place or in that spot. If anybody wants to go ahead and mention it, it literally happened a minute within the game, right in front of my face. And the only thing I remember seeing was a bobbled header by Toto.
So everybody's saying Toto. So, I mean, look, I think he's so good defensively when he's defending somebody. But man, when he has the ball at his feet or at his head, when he's trying to clear the ball, man, it's rough. He had a couple bad giveaways. Busquets had a really bad giveaway that Drake saved him on. Messi is the man of the match because he scored the 2 goals. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but man, Drake, we don't win that game if it's not for Drake, because Drake's had saved some easy opportunities for Philly. I think Philly had opportunities that they didn't take advantage of.
They did, and then not only that, but the defense. Listen, you want me to give a man of the match? I'm gonna wait until the end. I'm gonna wait until the end. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that right now.
Do your thing.
So yeah, I mean, first goal we get scored on immediately within the first minute, right? We're talking about within a minute and a half, and it was awful. I mean, first minute, second minute is when they sort of lined it up, right? They put it down at a 2 minute.
It was 1 minute and 1 second.
Yeah, 1 minute and 1 second. Michael Ure. I mean, Todd the God knows how to say it better than I do. He got the goal, and it was off of a turnover. And I think somebody had mentioned, I think it was Dennis Lopez, said that Busquets was supposed to be in place. So it is what it is.
All right. Well, how are you feeling after that first goal? I wasn't worried that we weren't going to win the game. Right? I figured we were still going to win the game. I was frustrated because we're down 1-0, and I felt like this team is okay outscoring the other team. And I know that maybe that first goal, maybe Bright wouldn't have made a difference. I think he might have, but he might not have made a difference. But regardless, at that moment, I was frustrated because I was like, why are we going so offensive with Gressel when we have Messi on the pitch, and why is Bright not playing? Well, now we're down 1-0. But again, at no point was I worried that we were going to lose this game. I don't know how you were feeling.
Well, I got to blame Todd the God. I got to blame him because he jinxed us. Okay. He jinxed us. When I went on the preview show with him, he asked about, are we over succeeding goals within the first 10 minutes? Are we done with that era? And it just so happens that immediately after that question, we get scored on within the first minute and change. And I mean, I was scared. Because they went to go form up immediately after. They're like, no, run that back. Because they're just like, no, that never happened. I knew that we were gonna come back, but I just didn't think that Messi would surge in that fashion.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the first minute, and then things calmed down a bit. We held possession.
Yeah,
we weren't doing much with the possession for a while, but we held possession like we usually do. And then the inevitable, Messi.
Well, before we get to the Messi, I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about David Martinez getting injured.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Now, from my perspective, it happened all the way on the other side, so I couldn't really tell exactly when he, how he got injured or whatnot. But
I think it might have been he might have pulled his groin.
yeah, well, apparently Tata said after that it's not really a concern in terms of he's probably going to miss the next game, but he's probably going to need some time to recover. Noah Allen coming in for him, I was a little surprised, but not really.
We have Ian Frey.
Well, I mean, Ian Frey,
Look,
yeah, but I think Ian Frey's been suited as the right back replacement, no, at this point?
Yeah, but I think he's a Swiss Army knife. He could play both. And let me tell you something. Noah Allen played a great game. And, you and I are Noah Allen stands on the show. So,
yeah.
But I think in that position, I would have gone Frey. But Tata made the right call because Noah did a great job.
Hell yeah. I mean, Joe Kerr saying it right here. Noah did a great job filling in. Hope the boy's okay. We're going to talk about that as well in a little bit. And Skrilla, you're on the money. We're always losing a center back. I mean, at this point, we're going to have to go pick up guys at Home Depot to play center back for us.
You know how everybody says Chris Henderson does a great job, which I do. I'm not about to shit on him. I'm not. Yeah. But can we not criticize the fact that center back has been our biggest weakness going into the season?
Yep.
During the season, and we are about to go on a playoff run, and it's still the weakest point. So we've gone through 2 transfer windows, and we haven't been able to pick up a center back that isn't injury prone. Because that's the issue. Freire proved that he could be a good center back, but injury prone, he got injured, out for the year. Now, the issue with David Martinez, injury prone, knee problems. You don't want to hear knee problems in soccer. And granted, it doesn't look like it's a knee problem today, but again, injury prone, and again, out. Like at some point, don't we why couldn't we find, the world is pretty big. There's a lot of soccer players in the world. I'm sure we could have found somebody that doesn't have an injury history. Could we not have?
Well, I think one of the issues with that is they thought, the thing is Freire came in with sort of injury history. David Martinez came in a little bit with some sort of injury history. And Joe Kerr's kind of putting it right here, saying Hendo built offense first. Can't blame him. Here's the problem. The problem is that we have Franco Negri, who I think would be decent, but he's the backup left back. You have Noah Allen, who's taken this sort of role of a center backup. You have Christoph, who is who's literally running like he's got molasses on his feet. And then you got Sailor, who I thought was going to be put in, not Allen. And then Ian Frey, which is playing like a right backup.
Look, the thing is, I can't blame him because there are tons of other center backs in South America. Because let's be real, that's where they're picking up their players from. There are tons of players in South America. So of course I could blame him. There's tons that are not injury prone.
Yeah.
Of course I can blame him. He's bringing these injury prone players here.
Yeah. It doesn't help for sure that they're just dropping like flies. Doesn't help at all.
And I'm not looking for a Virgil van Dijk. I'm looking for somebody that is solid
and play a full game without getting injured.
And I'm not worried about losing him to injury. Like if you could give me a Christoph with some pace, I'm happy.
I mean, Tony Axe is saying cap space, Danny, but
I'm sorry. No. Did David Martinez, was he free? Are we not paying for David Martinez?
Yeah.
We're not paying for him? Are we not paying for, at some point paying for Freire? We're paying for these players. I'm telling you to pay for one that doesn't get injured. I'm not telling you to find somebody that's free.
Congratulations goes to you, Danny, from Dennis Lopez.
And thank you for everybody that's congratulated me. I know they've been sprinkled in, and I didn't want to just randomly start pulling them all up. So thank you to everybody.
Amanda W is saying we're going to see Sailor on Wednesday. I believe so. I'm sorry.
If we get a player on loan, we don't have to pay for them?
Oof. That's a good question.
No, I was being a smartass. Of course you have to pay for them anyway.
Oof. I mean, you have to pay the price that you loan them for, no?
And we aren't paying the big money.
This is true.
That's fine. But are there other players that are not injury prone that we do not have to pay big money for? Again, it isn't the fact that I'm looking for a big time player. It's the fact that I'm looking for somebody that isn't injury prone. I'm sure they exist. I'm sure you can find one at Kendall Soccer Park. You can find players that are not injury prone. Why are we getting these guys?
Yeah. I mean, I think Kendall Soccer Park's a little drastic, but I'm pretty sure that they can go to like one of these colleges down here and pick somebody up.
Why is Danny so angry? I'm angry because I'm thinking about the fact that we're not going to have center backs in the playoffs.
I mean, look at Thwani saying we're paying Farias, Freire, Martinez. I mean, there's guys that are literally just sitting making bank. And then Joe Chris saying Danny needs a nap. You slept for 2 hours all week. You're on baby time.
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to derail the show, but just so you know, I thought I remembered what it was like to have a newborn. Until you're in it again, you forget like how little you really fucking sleep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hold on, Mez. I don't know if you want to get blocked now or get blocked now. Self Ray. I mean, are you wild? Have you not seen Frey play lately?
Yeah, no, we haven't seen Frey play.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like the way that he's been playing when he does get on the pitch. So, listen, I wish we can get a better center back. I think that Sailor is better
not
than
a better
expected.
center back. I just want one that's not injury prone. That's all.
Or a healthier center back. I think that Sailor would be functional, to be honest, but he just hasn't been given the opportunity.
Bet money. Look, September 14th, 2024. Bet money. Second round of the playoffs, Christoph's our starting center back. Bet money.
No.
Bet money.
Wow.
Clip it.
No, for
round
sure.
Number
That's
two. Round number two. Christoph's our starting center back. Bet money. See if people in the chat right now are telling me to stop being angry. See what they're saying back when that comes around. See what happens. See if they're also still saying, "Oh, why are you so angry?" Yeah. Let's see when Christoph's running out there as our center back, and we have Lucho Acosta running up and down the pitch on us. See what they're saying.
You know what I think is going to happen, because Toto's dying for another red card. Today he also almost got red carded. He's an insane person.
But we look. Justin Blair was in the comments, and he said, at 11 yellows, there's another suspension. And you and I both said, okay, so when he comes back against Philly, he's going to miss the Atlanta game, because we knew he's going to get a yellow. And now it's every 2 games. So he's going to come back against NYC next week. Mm-hmm. If he gets a yellow there, all he needs is one more, and that's another suspension.
Which he gets those like drinking water.
He does.
And then on top of that, we have no Martinez. We have no Freire. So we're going to have a back line of Christoph and Noah Allen and Sergio Busquets.
Look, I wouldn't mind seeing this. A back line of Frey, Busquets, and Aviles. Even Allen back there with Busquets, but that's not what we're going to see.
Yeah. At least, but that's because Busquets will have some more speed around him. That's why.
Hopefully I'm overreacting, and hopefully David Martinez has a healthy rest of the year, and it's a growing, it's not his legs, and we're all good. That's what I'm hoping. But I'm worried.
There's according to allegedly Factual Fruit is saying Sailor was in section 105 eating nachos.
No way.
I need photographic proof here. Factual Fruit, was he truly eating nachos, and were they loaded, or did he dip the nacho in the cheese? Yeah. Let's go ahead and keep it moving before I derail this show.
Matsuya Bussi's out for yellow card accumulation. He's also out. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that Atlanta game. Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be bare bones. You're gonna see Sutherland for sure.
So Messi, magic.
Yeah, Messi magic. So I mean, we're losing 1-0, and then all of a sudden in the 26th minute, Messi decides to get in his bag, make a couple quick moves, and then he goes the opposite way of where he was going, right-footed. I believe that was the right-footed goal where he ended up getting the goal over on the supporter section. Beautiful. It was amazing. And then we're back. We're back. Messi's back. I got to say something, because a lot of people say I've been hating on Messi, or that we've been hating on Messi.
You have been.
No, I haven't been hating on Messi. I've just been hating on like the praise in terms of like not being accountable for the time that he's been missing. But one thing I'm not going to say here is that he's garbage or anything like that. He is the GOAT, and we're witnessing history. People that go to these games, like the fact that he's playing for your favorite team is historical, and you need to appreciate that. Like today, ticket prices were pretty decent to watch Messi play a full game.
You know, he's only played 19 MLS games, and he already has 30 goal contributions.
That's insane.
That's
That's insane.
insane. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's wild. That's wild.
I just feel like again, but that just goes to show you his greatness, right? He hasn't played as many games for the whole season, but his contribution to this team is colossal. And that's something that no one can doubt. And a lot of true inside Inter Miami fans of the team that are like true to the badge and all this stuff. I love that too. But you guys got to recognize like that we have a legend in our team, and we're going through a time where we're looking at history right now.
I unfortunately didn't get to watch everything over the last week for obvious reasons. Apparently, you guys were saying that Messi doesn't fit this team.
That's impossible. Mez, cut the clip. Since you say that I said he wouldn't fit the team, what kind of garbage is that? How can I ever say that? He is the team at this moment. Like, I mean, obviously the team has been playing pretty well without him, but that's not like we came on here and said, we don't need Messi. Get out of here, Messi. Sell him to Miami FC. I didn't do that.
Yeah. All right. And then just 4 minutes later, had goal number 2, courtesy of Jordi Alba. That Jordi Alba Messi connection, it never fails. That thing's beautiful. You know, when Diego Gomez plays left wing, he never really plays out on that left side. He's usually in the midfield and drifting off towards the center of the field. Like Jordi Alba owns that left side.
Yeah, he does. Well, that's the whole problem with him and Taylor when he was playing. But Diego Gomez is a hustler, so like he doesn't care. He'll be all over the field if he has to. I mean, that's your box-to-box player. So that's great thing about
injury.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he seemed like he seemed a little better than all of our other injuries, to be perfectly honest today. Yeah. I mean, now you guys are just getting ridiculous. Luis Garcia saying I was calling for Robbie Robinson back. I don't even know. Where is Robbie Robinson right now? Can someone tell me where Robbie Robinson is right now?
I don't know. All right. So at that point, how were you feeling? It was up. We were up 2-1. It was the 30th minute. At that point, I felt really good. I felt really confident that I already felt like we were going to win even after we were down. But at that point, I was like, all right, we're rolling now. Let's see how many we put up.
Mike V was saying that I said that that Emerson cooks more than Messi.
I can see you saying that for sure.
So Caesar, thank you for the super slam, for the $2 super slam, much appreciated. Said ref was biased with the yellow cards against us. Hashtag Aviles out. He was super biased.
Yeah, man. I felt like he was throwing them out. He gave a Messi a yellow when he was on the corner. He gave Luis Suarez was pretty demonstrative, but I didn't think he deserved the yellow. He was giving yellows to everybody.
I think that he was also very impatient. There was a play on a corner towards the end of the game, around the 88th or 87th minute, where they gave a yellow card to Messi. He was talking to like the official on like the line judge or whatever. Guy just threw a yellow card. The main referee, like, get out of here, dude. Nobody cared about you or what? I mean, that's a perfect comment, Ed Bigote. People say I didn't even talk about Messi, so how am I going to say he's we don't need him?
I will tell you that this was the week to talk about Messi, though.
I talked about Messi.
This was the week to talk about him.
I talked a little bit about him. I didn't soak the show in Messi. I soaked the show in hot dogs, like the hot dog competition with Nathan's.
So after that, we had a third goal by Luis Suarez, but it was taken away because Messi had like half of his calf offside, which I thought it was a good call, but still, it was so close. It was almost a third goal. If we would have gotten that goal, I think we ended up winning like 5-1. Like things for Philly mentally, I think fall apart. They start forcing things, and we end up scoring more. But the fact that they kept it at 2-1 and they went into halftime, I think that mentally Philly felt like, okay, we're still in it. And I mean, I still felt like it was a close game. I thought we would win, but I thought it was closer than necessary.
It was. I think it was a lot closer than necessary. But I mean, Messi ended up scoring again a couple minutes after to put us up 2-1, which was another beautiful play, beautiful assist by Jordi Alba. And Jordi Alba found Messi, and he was able to just tippity tap it in. Not tippity tap it in, but he struck it pretty well. Got it right past the goalie. It was an amazing play.
Shout out to Joe Kerr. Joe Kerr. Oh, actually, I can't pull up his comment. So there it goes. He ordered 2 shirts from the Battered store. Need a fresh Belief shirt for the playoffs. For sure. Battered fans, you got the Messi. You know what I was going to wear today? But then they disappointed me because obviously they didn't play my boy. I was going to wear my Yannick Bright shirt, but there you go. There's the GOAT.
Right here.
But I wanted to wear my Yannick Bright shirt today, but they completely killed me by not starting him.
I'm going to wear that next week.
You could probably wear it on for Wednesday's
next
game.
2 weeks. I'm going to wear it 2 weeks from now to the game.
All right. So 4 minutes apart, Messi scores. Then Luis Suarez gets it called back for the offside. We get to halftime. How are you feeling at halftime?
At halftime, I felt a lot better. But then I also felt a little nervous because now Philadelphia has a way to strategize and they can be able to sort of try to make the comeback. And look, I mean, the Philadelphia coach, what's his face? Jeez,
Jim Curtin.
He's no knockoff. He's a good coach. So I felt like he'd strategize enough to be able to kind of make up for the loss in the first half. And I thought that it would be a pretty tough second half for sure.
And 89 J Stubbs. Will we have a supporter shield shirt if we win it? For sure. I'm going to throw croquetas on the picture too.
Yeah.
It's going to be a croqueta plate. Jordi Alba knows Messi too well, their connection. Yes. It's like second nature, him going down. He doesn't even look. He knows where Messi's supposed to be, and he'll just cross it. I love watching those two connect. It's a beautiful thing. How are you feeling at halftime?
Everybody buy some Batter merch. Thank you so much, Mitch. Much appreciated for the support. Says he got 6 Battered Fans shirts. Everybody's got to check out the site, batterfans.com. It's got a lot of stuff. You'll find something that you'll like, I promise. I felt pretty good starting the second half, and then no changes were made, right? We end up starting the second half, and it was kind of expected, right? No changes made.
Yeah.
And then at some point, Luis Suarez gets a yellow card for, of course, talking shit to the ref again. Like Luis Suarez just can't shut his mouth, right? Like he's like consistently always getting yellow cards just because he disagrees with the referee.
But they call it passion.
Yeah, they call it passion. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but it's worthless. Like those kind of things can be able to accumulate. Like what if he gets a bad play later and then all of a sudden he's out? So
well, soon into the second half, I thought that they changed to a 3-4-3 or 5 in the back, I guess you could say. And they went a lot more defensive, which kind of gave Philly more opportunities. And they were looking a little dangerous. They had their opportunities here and there. At some point, I was like, all right, time for a sub. It's time for a sub. And as usual, our first sub came at the 81st minute.
81st minute. That's wild. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I want to mention something. So Yannick Bright comes in for Julian Gressel. I'm pretty sure that you were super happy to see that sub.
Yeah, but I thought that should have been the way the game started, or at least the sub should have been a lot earlier.
Oh, my goodness. Soccer Daddy saying Tata sucks, Chris sucks. Why do I suck, Soccer Daddy? Jeez. First you say I'm a terrible host earlier. Now you say I suck and Tata sucks. Tata just won.
Yeah. Tata just won.
So you wanted this change to be from the get, but obviously we were able to get a substitution.
Or at least the 65th minute. Like when they went to that 5 in the back, okay, you went more defensive, then throw Bright in there. Like, I don't know.
Florida Man says 81st minute is too early for Tata. Could be. Yeah, could be. And then after that, Ben Krem comes in for Diego Gomez.
Who's holding his hamstring?
Yeah, with Diego Gomez, he was. But they got it. I'm pretty sure they're going to reserve him, right? I mean, they're not going to take any chances with Diego Gomez. And Matias Rojas, where's he? He's injured, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think he's injured.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
injured.
So those two guys, I think that they're going to go ahead and reserve for sure. Now, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say go ahead.
No, I wanted to mention something. For those of you that were at the stadium, Ben Krem, when he came onto the field, I don't know if you guys heard, but the announcer, and I'm going to mention this on Twitter, I'm going to tag the announcer guy. He mentions Benjamin Kremaki from Key Biscayne, right? Mentions Benjamin Kremaki from Key Biscayne. But then when David Ruiz comes in, he has the opportunity to say David Ruiz from Miami, and he drops the ball. Doesn't say anything. Big fumble, in my opinion. I'm calling him out for sure on Twitter. You're better than that. What's his name? Chama?
I don't know. But now that you say that, I have a question because I saw somebody write somewhere. I don't know if it was in the Discord or on Twitter that when you know that goal they got called off because of offside, that Luis Suarez scored, that beautiful curler. He curled it into the bottom left post. Beautiful goal. Got the assist from Messi.
Yeah.
Is it true that after that goal, before it got called back, obviously, the announcer started the Messi chant?
I believe he was starting it, but then the referee ran over to the VAR. He ended up running over to the VAR because they were going to, it seemed like immediately they were going to review it.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that it was really weird that Luis Suarez would score a beautiful curler into the bottom left and that he would start chanting Messi. I thought that he would give Luis Suarez his flowers at that moment.
Well, because, without Messi, we're not breathing.
Oh, there you go. There you go. This is why people were upset at you. There you go. Okay. I see.
Look, I'm just saying, look, maybe it's just hyperbolic. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, guys. We're all breathing normally. Okay. But maybe he's just, look, Messi's already scored 2 goals. Let's pump him up a little bit.
Okay.
Look, El Bigote, he just called. Okay. I get it. Oops, Chris. I get it, Bigote. I'm sorry.
He said assist from Messi and everybody started. Okay. So the crowd started on their own. Okay. I thought that the announcers got it started. I thought that was kind of weird that the announcer would get it started. If the fans did it, that's a different story. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'll relax a little bit. We're all breathing pretty communal air.
So in the 95th minute, Sergio Busquets gets a random yellow card, which takes him out of Atlanta's game on Wednesday, which is rough. Because at that, you know what? And off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember what caused that yellow card. But whatever it was the 95th minute. Really sucks to get a yellow card that late in the game. And then in the 98th minute, obviously, Luis Suarez gets that last goal, assist from Messi. And we close it out 3-1. What was your prediction on the final score?
I believe my prediction was 4-1.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. 4-1.
Okay.
I'm going to have to look back. But Florida Man is saying PA announcer chanted Messi, Messi, Messi for the second assist that counted.
Look, I have no problem chanting Messi. I think it's fun. I just thought that, at least with that first Luis Suarez goal, it was such a beautiful curler. I was like, come on, give Luis Suarez his flowers. Oh, that's right. It was time wasting. Tony Axe is right. It was time wasting that he got that yellow card for. That's messed up. To suspend the player for time wasting. I guess technically it's a yellow card, but God, man, it's such a stupid yellow card to get.
It is pretty dumb. It's not only is it a dumb yellow card to get, but then now you're literally getting double punished. You're gonna miss the next game. I think it's awful. But it is a very dumb yellow card, and Stancy is saying it perfect. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you guys should allow memberships to your channel so we can donate. I would love that. I have 3 kids now, so I'm poor, but I have no idea how that works. So, but appreciate the thought. That would be very nice of you.
Yeah, we'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very stupid yellow to get, man. Especially a vet like Sergio Busquets.
Yeah. And yeah, Dennis Lopez saying my boy Drake needs more flowers. Listen, Danny gave him a bouquet earlier. Gave him a bouquet earlier.
Well, I think it's time to start getting into that. But before we do, real quick, before we start talking about the player performances, like specifically, this right here is as it stands, the supporter shield standings. Now we have 62 points.
We're 11 away from
We're
the
11
max.
away. We're 11 away from tying the record all time. 12 away from breaking the record all time, and we need what 4 more wins to get to 74 points. And I believe that 4 more wins gets us the supporter shield. Period. So with 6 games to go, 4 wins, definite possibility. I think it's there for the taking. I can't imagine that any team's going to catch us at this point. LA, especially after Cincy and Columbus drew today, I can't imagine that anybody's going to catch us.
I mean, we would be the only reason that we don't get it. Just our own demise within the team, because everything is laid out for us. Everything. I mean, if I'm looking at the schedule right now, and what's left is Atlanta on Wednesday, NYCFC on Saturday. We have a home game at Charlotte, then Columbus away, then Toronto away, and then we finish at home New England.
We should be able to beat New England.
Yeah, for sure we can bag New England. We can bag Toronto.
Right, that's 2.
We can bag Charlotte, even though Charlotte is...
No, they're the best defensive team in the league. If they're not the best, they're one the top 3 best defensive teams in the league. But we have Messi Magic, so I'm not worried about them. So that's 3.
Columbus, meh.
Okay, Columbus, whatever. Let's not look at that one. What other ones are a must win? NYCFC, right?
NYCFC, and that would be 4. Now we have Atlanta, but Atlanta's going to be such a weirdo game.
So with those 4 that you just mentioned, we would already clinch the supporter shield, and we would clinch the best record or the best point total for any season in MLS history
with 74.
So with those 4 games, I think we get at least a point out of Atlanta, and we're going to get more into that game in a second, and on Monday when we preview the game with Tommy one time. And then Columbus, again, we could either draw or beat them also. But I digress. We have 4 very, very winnable games. And I think with just those 4, we should be good to go. And that's thinking that LAFC, the Galaxy, Columbus, and Cincinnati all win all their games from here on out.
Yeah, because there's no way. There's too big of a gap.
Right. So we should have this supportership. And when the season started, at least me, I believe you also, but I can't speak for you. I don't remember. Yeah. I thought that the supportership was a pipe dream because of all the time that Messi and Suarez were going to miss in the summer. I was like, nah, we'll end up with like the 3rd, 4th seed, maybe 5th, maybe. I never thought the supportership was going to be like an actual possibility.
I want to mention some comments here. First, El Bigote, big one. 200 people watching, 54 likes. The math ain't mathin', y'all. Get that thumb and press that little thumb button just real quick. Just the same way you just scrolled out of Instagram a minute ago. Just press that like button, okay? It's free 99. Y'all slacking. Now, the other one that I want to mention, and I want to tiptoe on this. I got to be careful here, Danny, okay? Dennis Lopez is saying, we did that without Messi for a big chunk of the season. That sounds factual. That's really impressive. That sounds factual.
That's why I thought that there was no chance. And Mike Longan from the Miami show always used to make it a point, like, we don't win without Messi. And it became a point where it was true. Yeah. If he wasn't playing, we weren't winning. Yeah, like 4 of those losses in the first 10 games of the season. 2 of those came in 3 games that Messi didn't play. So it didn't look good, right? We would draw sometimes without him. It didn't look good. But man, once June 1st came around, Julian Gressel started playing right wing, and all of a sudden they just started proving, and Tata especially started proving everybody wrong.
You know, I want to see this. I want to see this pan out. Joe Rako saying Atlanta won't be easy. We lack center backs for that game, and most likely Messi won't play on turf. I think if we could do this, Danny, before our show on Monday, the preview, because we're gonna have Tommy one time on, right, for episode 250.
Yep.
right? Just
Oh, by the way, yesterday was the anniversary for those of you longtime Battered Herons listeners. Yesterday was the anniversary of episode 98. 150 episodes later, on Thursday. So we've done 150 episodes in a year.
That's
Damn.
wild, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. But Monday we're going to preview the game against Atlanta, and I want to be able to construct what you and I think are going to be the starting lineup against Atlanta. That's going to be interesting. That's
You
going
want
to
to
be
do that
interesting.
tonight or Monday?
We could do that. I think Monday.
Okay.
Monday would be good. We could do that on Monday.
Got it.
Yeah, so that way you could put like the little bobbleheads on there or whatever you do, because you're really good with that.
Okay. All right.
Now, one thing that we didn't talk about before we get to like man of the match and all that other stuff is the injury that happened to Noah Allen. So Noah Allen ends up getting injured in extra time, and it looked like he was busting his butt, really. And like busting his ass to try to make a play, and he ended up getting hurt really, really badly. It looks like. I didn't see it from my perspective. I was really far from the play.
Well, what the thing is, Drake ran out to the ball, and Noah Allen was also running at the ball full steam, and he had to pull up once he saw Drake kind of dive at the ball.
Dive for it.
And then he kind of flipped over him and landed with his head to the side on his shoulder and the side of his head, with all his body weight coming straight down. So it looked pretty bad. He stood up afterwards, but
lawn chair.
then he called over to the sideline, and I don't know. I would assume that he probably is going to be a long shot, especially if it's a concussion, a long shot for Wednesday. So Noah Allen might be out Wednesday. Diego Gomez, I would assume, with a hammy, won't be on Wednesday. David Martinez, out Wednesday. Aviles, yellow card accumulation, out Wednesday. Busquets, yellow card accumulation, out Wednesday. Messi shouldn't play on a short week because it's turf and it's a short week after 2 months off, out Wednesday. I wouldn't play Suarez on Wednesday, short week with another game on Saturday on turf. He's probably out on Wednesday. So what do we got? Well, we know Frey's probably going to play. We know Bright's probably going to play.
Sailor.
We know Robert Taylor.
Taylor's going to play. Sailor's going to play.
It might still be a fun game to watch.
I don't think that we're tanking the game, though, Joe Kerr. IMCF2 might play that one.
Like, Joe, this is how ridiculous the depth on this team is.
Alfonso's out, too. Jeez.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm taking your word for it, Amanda.
But this is how deep this team is. Hypothetically, Suarez doesn't play, we have Campana. Messi doesn't play at right wing, we have Gressel at right wing. Gomez doesn't play at left wing, we have Robert Taylor at left wing. I'm sorry. Those three up top, that's a starting lineup for most MLS teams. Then we go to the midfield. Okay, we're missing Busquets. Guess who comes in? Yannick Bright. Not bad. Then you have Kremaki and David Ruiz. Those are two young studs. And you still have Redondo. So it's probably going to be Kremaki, Bright, and Redondo. I'm sorry. That's not that bad either. And then you still have Alba. He'll probably play. You still have Weigand. He'll probably play. And you have Frey, which is an option. You have Sailor. Okay. And then you have Christoph, which I don't think is injured. And you still have Drake between the sticks. I'm sorry. This team is ridiculously deep. With that team, we could still beat Atlanta.
Well, so Amanda's saying we just won't have any subs. I'm trying to think of the subs. So we'll have Sunderland.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We'll have Sunderland. We'll have Hall. We'll have the Punisher. Right? So we're gonna have the Punisher. We're gonna have I don't know if Matias Rojas would be back by then. Amanda's saying we won't have any subs, but I think we will. I think we should be fine.
And let's be real, Amanda. Like, they're gonna be put in for the last 10 minutes anyway. Like, you might as well put in. What was the name of the new goalie? Ustadi or something?
Yeah, Ustadi. Yep.
You could put him as striker or something. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we would have had CJ Dos striker.
I forgot about Boatwright. We got players. Look, this team is deep. So
yeah.
All right.
I mean, I do want to see Negri play, to be honest. I don't mind seeing him play. To be honest, if we're not going to have Busquets or Messi play or Suarez play, don't even give Atlanta Jordi Alba.
Alba?
Don't even give him. Don't even give him. Play Negri. That's it.
Look, this team. I'm just glad. I think Bright, my guy Bright, my guy Bright will be out there. Frey will be out there. At least I hope Frey is out there. So look, it's going to be a really fun game to watch, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to it.
Solana is saying hello from Uruguay. So, and he's also saying sorry he couldn't join, but wow, did we nail it, Chris? 3-1. Oh, I guess that was the prediction right there. And Florida Man saying Galaxy just scored. They're about to mess up my bet, is what they're about to do. They need to calm down.
You got to stop gambling.
I'm not. There's no way. I won a 2-game parlay with Inter Miami and Nashville. $5 got me like $35, and I just put together a West Coast 3-team parlay because I'm a delinquent. $5 is going to get me another $40.
So who's your man of the match?
So my man of the match is going to be Noah Allen.
Okay.
Noah Allen gets the man of the match for me. You know why? Because Noah Allen came in after an unexpected David Martinez injury. And not only did he come in and fill in the position, but he played his ass off. Played really good defense. He stopped a couple opportunities. His hustle and his I
was going to say there was a couple counterattacks where he was one-on-one and he would win the ball.
Yes.
Or there was one where he got bodied off the ball, but he had position, so the other guy called for the foul.
His speed put him in position because the guy was bigger, taller. He had the opportunity to get there, but Noah Allen said, "I'm putting these skates on and I'm getting there before you are. You're gonna have to body me out of this." And Jason L agrees. Luna saying 10 for 10 performance. Honestly,
I think Noah Allen had an amazing game. I think he did a great job. But I would give it. Well, what is that we called it? Man of the match other than Messi. Right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah, somebody put it up earlier.
Yeah. So man of the match other than Messi. I think Drake, man. Drake even that chest block that was right in front of you. He blocked it with his chest.
Yes.
I think Drake had an amazing game. I would give it to Drake. Drake did a great job.
100% on passes. Jason is saying Noah Allen had, and Tank saying that he had amazing timing and position.
Look, if Noah Allen was like 4 inches taller, he would be a great center back.
Yeah. Man of the match other than Messi. And he would be a really good center back if he was at least like 5'11".
And no, he's like 5'10".
No.
Yeah. Well,
Noah
regardless,
Allen
he showed that he is a good center back. It's just
he's 5'9". He's posted as 5'9".
Okay. But when it comes to defending set pieces and stuff, man, that stuff is scary. Well, Bright is listed as like 5'8", and everybody keeps telling me that he's like 6 foot. So
he's not 5'8". No, he's not. Yannick Bright height
on the Inter Miami website. On the Inter Miami website, they have him as okay, but on the Inter Miami website, they have him on 5'8".
But the Inter Miami website's freaking lying. Wikipedia has him at 6 feet.
Okay, so we believe Wikipedia. Okay, got it.
I mean, I love Wikipedia. I know anybody could change it, but I follow Wikipedia for sure.
Okay.
Nobody's changed it recently. Maybe in the next 5 minutes, one of the guys in the chat's gonna go in there and put like 5'4" for Yannick Bright.
If you had to pick somebody that had a poor game, who would it be?
Oof, hold on. That's a good question.
The Que Pena Award.
Let me see. And looking at the starting lineup, I would have to give the Que Pena Award. And unfortunately, this is only because Messi played. I would have to say it's Gressel.
I would give it to Toto.
I would have to say, really?
Yeah. He has some really bad giveaways.
The only reason
giveaways, bad yellows.
You know what? You're right. Because Gressel didn't play awful.
No, he didn't have an outstanding game, but he had a good game.
Yeah,
He did what he had to do.
Aviles played pretty bad. So Aviles, yeah, you're right. I'll stick with that. And let me see what the chat's saying. Everybody's saying Toto and Redondo. One World saying Redondo was lost. Sean
Redondo
Callan saying
yeah,
Redondo
he didn't do
doesn't do
anything.
anything.
Yeah, he didn't do anything today.
Rohan is saying Gressel.
All right,
Ooh,
okay.
89 J Stubbs showing biscuits.
It
Oh,
took me a second to understand.
and shout out to B King. I ran into him today too. Super, super awesome. Ran into him and his kid, and it was great. It was good.
Well, I think the consensus, the majority is Soto. Busi didn't have a great game either. I think
Yeah.
overall, I thought the game was kind of, and I don't, no pun intended. I thought it was kind of messy. I thought it was kind of ugly. I didn't think it was one of our best games. Um, a lot of giveaways. It just, I don't know, it looked disheveled. But good teams find ways to win bad games, and this is a great team. So even if it was sloppy, they managed to win anyway, and that's a scary thing for the rest of the league.
Well, this is perfect. Gail Melendez is saying Tata for not subbing at the right time. We need subs earlier, man.
Well, Tata for not starting Bright.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead. 89 J Stubbs is asking me to send a hat. I might do a little care package again. I haven't done one in a while, so hit me up on Twitter, J Stubbs, and I'll see what's up. We'll figure something out. Factual Fruit telling me sell each hat for $25. I think I might do that. Extra parlays.
Look, the hat is nice, but if you get on Hat Club, New Era,
let's not do all that, Danny.
You can find nicer hats for $25.
Let's not do all that. Let's relax a little bit, Danny. I'm trying to get my 8-game parlays going.
Hatclub.com is a nice spot for hats. I'm actually a hat addict. I have well over 200 hats. So Hat Club, it's a good spot, and New Era always sells some nice exclusive stuff.
One goes asking Danny and Chris favorite moment of the match.
That's actually it was the double block by Drake followed by the Noah Allen picking the guy's pocket right before he could set up to take a shot with his left foot. That sequence, I thought that was my favorite moment. That was good. Or Busquets when he gave it away, when he was giving it back to Drake, and it should have been a goal, like 100%. And the way Drake recovered and blocked that shot, like one of those two to me were the moments of the game.
So I think my moment of the game is going to be a twofer here because I think it happened in the same moment. If I'm not mistaken, the goal at the end of the game either was an assist or a hockey assist from Yannick Bright. Yannick Bright, I believe he had some sort of involvement in assist-wise on that last goal.
How is it your favorite moment and you can't even remember it?
What do you mean? Because I remember after that, the kid ran on the field and celebrated with the whole team.
It's your favorite moment, but you barely remember the moment.
Well, that one I don't remember too much, but the kid was pretty cool.
It's my favorite moment, but I barely remember it.
I mean, I remembered it. Just not correctly, maybe.
Let's see. Yeah, man, I think that we covered just about everything. Unless anybody in the chat reminds us of anything that we might have missed, I think we got everything. We're going to be back on Monday with Tommy One Time to preview the Atlanta game. And
No, I was going to say King Messi saying after Bright entered the field, we controlled the game better.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I think Bright helps mainly defensively, right? Defensively, I think Bright, that's like his best attribute. I think he controls everything. But I think it's underrated at how quick his decision making is when it comes to passing the ball. The quick, easy pass is what he does. He doesn't hold on to the ball very long. He's not trying to take people on. It's quick, give and go. He receives and lets it go. And it's quick decision making, and he helps that midfield flow. And that's why he has so many, like you said, hockey assists. Because when he wins the ball, he's quick to leave it off to whoever's up ahead of him. I think that we missed that today in the midfield. on top of the fact that we miss his defensive prowess. But I'm glad that he will. I'm willing to bet money that he's going to start on Wednesday just because there's really no other option. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Wednesday, and I'm going to wear my Bright shirt. So on Wednesday, I'll be rocking my Bright shirt for those of you, batterfans.com, my guy Yannick Bright. Anything else, Chris, before we get out of here?
No, man, that's it. It was a great game, a great comeback for Messi. It was a great game for him and for our team. So phenomenal game.
Some people were upset at Messi's barber.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Messi, dude, you need a better barber, bro. Either that or the kind of cut that you're asking for is just not doing it.
And Guillermo Melendez asking, can we 145 Tommy? I'm 100%. Tommy is one of the few guests that we are okay with you 145. Go ahead and have at it. We completely approve of this message.
Yeah. And this is actual fact as well, factual fruit. Bro, no breeze most of the game, hot as bolas. It was hot. It was muggy.
How was the game as far as attendance goes?
Ooh, that's a good question. In the beginning of the game, I thought like, oof, we're not going to have a good show out. But people started filing in within the first 10 minutes, and it was packed. It was packed. Like you could barely see any empty seats.
What's this about?
Oof. Well, because 245. Oh, I don't even remember episode 245, to be honest. What episode was that? I'm going to have to look back at that.
Well, 45 is quite the number then. If 245 ended up being like 145, that's quite the coincidence.
It is very coincidence, for sure.
Wow.
But yeah,
Galaxy just took a lead?
No, man.
That's what you get for betting, you bitch. Stop.
Dude, are you serious, bro? Got a 3-game parlay that's not going to pan out.
All right. And I want to ask one more question before we get out of here. Throughout the chat, I keep hearing hot dog.
It's because
did you really go 20 minutes on hot dogs?
Look, I think we went a little too extra on the time on the hot dogs, right? I mean, look, I love eating a glizzy whenever the opportunity comes around. Pause, right? Solana asked the question, is a hot dog a sandwich? And I told him, absolutely not. And he started arguing with me that a hot dog is a sandwich.
No, for you to have for it to be a sandwich, you need 2 separate pieces of bread.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can't say that though, because what about a Philly? It's a hero, but it's a sandwich. What if when you go get a pub sub? That's a sandwich.
It is connected, right?
Yeah. They don't disconnect the bottom, they disconnect the top and they open it up for its breadness.
Yeah, you're right.
And they fill that bad boy. So like,
yeah, you're right.
You see, this is why you can't just have like a 1-minute debate on whether a hot dog is a sandwich. Yeah, for as much as I tell you it's not.
Yeah, but right. Well, Dennis, I quickly realized once the explanation was given that he's right.
I don't know about. Of course, it's a sandwich, Tati. Let's not do all that. And Tank says sometimes the bun becomes 2 pieces. Look at that. You were making fun of us for talking hot dogs a sandwich, and here you are throwing in your 2 cents.
But Tank wasn't making fun of you. It was other people.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I think a hot dog is called a hot dog because of the dog that's inside of it. So I think a hot dog is just its own thing. But
it is its own. But it's like a taco. Is a hot dog a taco?
No,
it's not a taco.
No, because you're calling it a hot dog because if you eat the hot dog without the buns, it's still a hot dog.
What do you mean? If you warm up the bun?
No, the what's it called? Wiener? I don't know. What's it called?
Yeah, the hot dog.
Right. So if you eat it without it, do you still consider it a hot dog?
Yes, it's still a hot dog.
Okay, there you go. That's why it's called a hot dog. That has nothing to do with the bread.
So the bread is just like it's not even part of the deal then.
Exactly.
It's just well, I'm gonna have to look at the packaging.
Mm-hmm.
Does the packaging of hot dogs have hot dogs on it, or does it say like
It's called a wiener, but most people call it a hot dog.
No, they don't put wiener on the front of that.
It's Oscar Mayer wiener, 100%.
Hold on. No, but that's Oscar Mayer. You're thinking Oscar Mayer. Let's Nathan's Hot Dog Grocery.
No way am I falling into this hot dog debate. You did it for 20
It-
minutes for some reason the other day. That's not what I wanted. I was just
This is
curious
what
as
you
to what I
just
saw in
did.
the chat.
You did this. You did this. I didn't do anything.
Whatever.
Look at this. This says the original Coney Island natural casing beef Frankfurters. There's no wiener on this packaging. Frankfurters is technically the. Look, you did this. I didn't do this. This is, yeah.
It is
It is
wiener.
wiener.
See, told you.
Wait, hold on. No, Florida man is going insane. Is an egg roll a sandwich?
No, it's
No.
it's an Asian burrito. One last thing that I did want to mention, and this is gas bagging time. So just giving you a heads up. If you don't want gas bag, it was nice hanging out with you. See you guys on Monday. But one thing that I did want to bring up real quick that Chris and I did debate while I don't know where I was going. And I did want to bring this up real quick to see what the chat thinks. Over the last 2 weeks, while I've been with my daughter,
You're awful.
I've been I finally found an EPL team. I finally found an EPL team because I've just been so much downtime. I've just been watching a bunch of stuff. And in the process, I've also started listening to the Beatles.
Yes.
Now, I didn't realize how many hits and I know that sounds kind of weird because the Beatles obviously are huge, right? Everybody knows that the Beatles are huge, but I didn't realize how many songs of the Beatles I recognize. So I'm kind of feeling I'm feeling the Beatles right now. I'm really enjoying them. And then I came and at some point during this conversation, I talked to Chris about this, and he tells me that the Beatles are overrated.
Mad overrated.
I want to ask the chat, for those of you that don't mind gas bagging with us and I promise you this will end in a couple minutes. Are the Beatles overrated? I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to say yes just because they're so old. But man, when you listen to their songs, like you'll recognize a bunch of them from all over the place. Like the Beatles are the shit. I really like the Beatles.
Stancy's saying we all know you have poor musical knowledge, Danny.
So Stancy doesn't like the Beatles.
But then everybody else is saying the Beatles are amazing, but that's because the Beatles. All right, look, Gail is saying the Beatles are a classic. And I mean, there's so many people that are just saying, I hate greatness. Look, let me just preface this by saying I understand who the Beatles are. I know that they are very great, but I also want to say something. They were competing. Like, for example,
God.
They were not competing against great musical acts at that time.
What does that have to do with their music?
Their music is going to stand out because their competition is not doing that great at the time.
Once more people started coming out in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, people were still listening to the Beatles. So competing against the new acts or not, their music lived on.
You want to know who they competed against? They competed against people like Jefferson Airplane, the Kinks, the Monkees.
Their music
Simon and Garfunkel
was playing past the 60s. They were playing in the 70s and in the 80s with all these new bands that you're talking about. You're wild. You're wild. Well, this is something that we were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, they were they were competing against the Four Seasons. And then on top of that, I mean, not to get like racial or anything, but like I do want to mention this, is that unfortunately a lot of great African-American musical artists were not given great opportunity to do their music during that time.
The Rolling Stones was in their era.
Yes. Okay. There's a couple of look, the Beach Boys were a part of that era too, but you want to know where you hear the Beach Boys? At water parks. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Because the Beatles were better. They still stand up. Wow. How many years later now? 50, 60 years later? You're wild.
You want to know. Look, they barely competed against anybody.
What does
You
that
wanna
have to
know-
do with the fact that 60 years later people can still listen to their music?
You know who
I
think?
have 60 years worth of music to choose, and I'm choosing the Beatles over the 60 years.
That's awful. There's people that
Wow.
the Wu-Tang Clan makes better music than the Beatles. Change my mind. Change my mind.
Oh well.
And
All right. Well,
and
the
Amanda,
Who,
you know
the Who
what?
was there also.
The Who cares about them? You want to know what musical act I think was really good and
You know
not
what? Thank you.
overrated?
I said Led Zeppelin on the phone. He's like, no, Led Zeppelin wasn't in the 60s. So I was like, you know what? I'm not 100% sure. So I stopped. But I had said Led Zeppelin also.
Led Zeppelin started his career in 1968.
Okay.
The band started in 1968.
Okay. We're
They're
there.
70s. They barely competed with them. You want to know who I think is awesome and not overrated? Is the Bee Gees.
Tank said that earlier.
Yeah.
But that's
well, you know
different.
what?
That's like disco upbeat music. It's different types.
What? Dottie April saying the Beatles over all hip hop? Like, we're done. We're done.
Well, if we're
Tati.
talking about current hip hop,
Well, current
is
hip
rough.
hop, I mean, I could
That's rough to
fart
listen
and
to.
that's better than current hip hop.
Yeah. That's rough to listen to. But all right, we're gonna stop gas bagging, I guess. But yes, I over the last 2
when
weeks,
I
I've
bring
had a
up
lot
the
of.
Bee Gees, you're gonna stop
what do you
gas bagging.
What do you want to talk about? We talk about
I mean,
staying
the
alive.
Bee Gees. The Bee
Staying
Gees
alive.
had to compete against everybody or their mother in the 70s.
And all they got is staying alive.
They don't just have staying alive.
What else they got?
What do you? I could show you 2 albums that were better sellers than any other artist. Hold on.
Than the Beatles?
No, not the Beatles. Again,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
telling you.
Okay.
But the Beatles are like a different.
Okay. All right. Nirvana isn't good, Florida man. Nirvana is great. Nirvana is great.
I'm never gonna say 89J Stubbs that that Drake is better than Tupac, even though I think Tupac is an awful rapper. Change my mind. He's not a rapper. Tupac is not a rapper.
Right here, Florida man. Greatness right here. Want some more greatness? I got greatness right here. This is greatness.
Yeah, and that's Danny showing the Thriller album and
greatness.
in a record, and then the Black album, stupid ass Jay-Z. That's not better than Nas.
and now I got to go find myself a vinyl for the Bee Gees. So,
I mean, you can.
I mean, that's the Bee Gees, the Beatles. That's the Bee Gees.
Yeah, I mean, you should get a hammer for the Beatles.
Yeah,
you should get a hammer for the Jay-Z Black album.
All right. Well, the Bee Gees the Bee Gees are good. They just nowhere near the Beatles. That's all.
Well, of course, because the Beatles, they went against guys that were doing fucking like the snapping music.
Hanson?
What is that?
Hanson?
No. I mean, I said doo-wop, but like. They do like that whole boo whatever that kind of music is. The freaking. I mentioned the group a little bit earlier. What's his face? The Jersey Boys.
I can't wait to ask Tommy one
Seasons.
time if he thinks. I'm 100% sure that Tommy one time is going to say the Beatles are overrated. Because I bet you anything he says that Blink 182 is better than the Beatles.
Mitch is asking Blueprint or Black Album. That's a tough one. I would actually go with the Blueprint, even though the Black Album is not bad. But then I would also go with any album over that Nas has made over anything Jay-Z has ever made. Facts. Oh my God. LAFC down to 10 men. I mean, what? Come on, man. Just losing my money over these people. Like, what in the world?
There you go. Chris curse is in effect. 100%. You know what's the only thing that outdoes the Chris curse? Messi.
What? Messi.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we need to get out of here so I can go breathe some more Messi air.
All right, Chris, any final words?
No, man. It was an awesome game, and I can't wait to be able to do the pregame with Tommy one time. It's going to be a fantastic episode. 250 is going to be in the books. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. And for me, it was nice being back. Appreciate all the congratulations that I got for my daughter and the 2 weeks off. and we'll be back on Monday. So from here to then, make sure you go and listen to the Beatles. If you forgot how good the Beatles are, just literally put Beatles, put top songs, and you'll be rocking for like hours. So it's good stuff. So make sure you listen to the Beatles. And I think that's about it. So if you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends that the Inter Miami show is, well, Inter Miami podcast is here almost every day of the week. And for those of you in the chat, as always, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour and 15 minutes. And we'll be back on Monday to preview Atlanta United. So until the next one, have a good one.